Happy New Year, guys. Happy 2026. And I really hope it's an amazing year for all of you. Between me and you, I made a new resolution that you should hold me accountable. Because to be honest, I've been lacking a little bit putting out daily news that are happening in long form video. And as you know, I'm a short form creator, but the goal for 2026 is to get my long form and short form to be equal in views and reactions, right? If not even better. Like, I'm aiming for better long form. And that's why we're going to be making a daily news summary for the stuff that happened every day in a long form. And I would love your advice on how to make this better. But honestly, let's just leave the advice for later because a lot of things happened in the first day of 2026. Like, let's look at Netherlands, for example. It's the first day of the year and it's already a mess. So let me tell you the story. So Netherlands wanted to put a fireworks ban next year. So this year will be the final year people can buy fireworks legally in Netherlands. And because there was a ban that's gonna happen next year, people went crazy this year on buying fireworks and they spent 129 million euros worth of fireworks. Imagine all that fireworks in one night. And then boom, the new year began. Everyone started to throw their fireworks, light it up, right? And literally 10 minutes later, just 10 minutes later, my friend, a 17-year-old died. And that's the first 10 minutes of the New Year's. And then 10 more minutes, so it's now 12:20. And a 38-year-old man died also because of fireworks. Like, those two deaths happened because of fireworks. Under 30 minutes and we have 2 deaths already. That's just crazy. 12:30, something else happened because people stopped using the fireworks to celebrate, okay? People used it for violence. Apparently, they used the fireworks to attack the police, firefighters, and ambulances. Who would do that? And let's look at that. Across the Netherlands, as the reports say, police cars were hit, fire engines were targeted, and paramedics are people who help people when, like, you know, it's an emergency or something. The paramedics were attacked while helping injured people. Who in their mind would do that? No idea. And then there's this woman, Nien or Nine Koyman. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but yeah, she's the head of the Dutch police union, okay? And she was working that night. And apparently she said that she was hit 3 times by fireworks. And she said that this violence was never seen before. Like, this all happened on January 1st, not just January, the first hour of the new year. And then fires broke out in the street and it was crazy. And apparently, look at this, because this one blew my mind, my friend. The police, or like emergency services, told the people, do not call us unless there is a life-threatening emergency going on, because we are super busy. Imagine. And then the next hour, we have, that's the report that came out, 14 patients treated for eye injuries, okay? 10 children, 10 of them were children, and 2 children needed surgery. All of that in the first hour. But then, all that, you haven't even heard of the church. Like, what happened to the church? Because a church that was built in, let's see, 1872, so it's older than 150 years old, was burned. Apparently the fire grew like a lot and it burned like the high 50-meter tower. And people are still not sure what caused the fire. The police is still investigating, but 150-year-old church burning is crazy. And all that on January 1st. But then people went to bed, you know, have a normal day. They wake up, they get arrested. Because the police arrested 250 people in Netherlands. And let me tell, like, I'll just put some pictures, but the streets were destroyed. Like, a lot of damage. Emergency workers were apparently exhausted. It was a whole mess. And I guess all that because of fireworks? Actually, no. I'm not going to blame fireworks. I'm going to blame the people, because why would you do that? Why would people use fireworks to hit people or do crazy things? I have no idea. I have no idea what was going on in Netherlands. There is a reason we put that firework ban, because it was a mess. It was a whole mess in here on New Year's Eve. Netherlands, it was also messy here. It was not just you. Yeah, it was also messy in Belgium, because apparently more than 100 people were arrested. The police used tear gas to just stop the people from doing crazy things. And children as young as 10 or 11 years old were attacking the police. Like, Why were kids attacking the police? I don't know. Like, I don't even remember what I was doing at 10 or 11, but I definitely didn't go and attack police. That's that's for sure. And apparently in Belgium, cars, bikes, and trash bins were set on fire. Sorry, Belgium, it was messy in you too, but seriously, what is going on? Honestly, no idea, but I hope it's just us in Europe, right? No, it wasn't just you. It was also messy in Germany, because in a city called Bielefeld, I guess that's how it's pronounced, two 18-year-olds made their own fireworks at home. Explosives went wrong, and unfortunately, the two teenagers died because of this. Like, honestly, my friend, don't try to make fireworks at home, please. At least in Europe, that's it, right? Like, no other countries faced a horrible mess on New Year's Eve. Germany, don't get me started, because mine was in all the news in January 1st. You too, Switzerland? Yes, me too, and mine was bad. Yeah, Switzerland's was really bad because it was one of the biggest stories of New Year's Eve. Because in the famous Crans Montana ski resort in Switzerland, on New Year's night, more than 100 people went to a bar called Le Constellation. And from what is known about this bar, it's a basement bar, okay? So, you know, it's in the basement, so it's obviously hard for people to leave the bar if something happens. And unfortunately, something happened. Because apparently at 1:30 a.m., so after the New Year's celebration, they're still like dancing, celebrating, a small flame appeared, okay? And apparently witnesses are saying that this flame happened from a candle or from a spark. They still don't know. The police is still investigating. But apparently the fire climbed a little bit up, and the ceiling of the bar was made of wood. So because of that, the ceiling caught fire, and the fire then grew a lot. And now the whole bar is full of smoke. And as I told you, it's a basement bar, right? So escaping that bar is pretty hard. And because of that, unfortunately, more than 40 people lost their lives and 150 people got injured. And those injuries were bad. Apparently, they're very critical injuries. But as of right now, the police is saying that this is not a terrorist attack and it's not an attack at all. It's just a mistake that happened. And unfortunately, this mistake took the lives of a lot of people. Honestly, not the kind of news I wanted to talk about on New Year's Day, but yeah, it was really messy. At least let's make the last story of this video a little bit less chaotic, so you can talk about what I'm doing with the offside rule. Well, might as well talk about that, because FIFA is planning to change its offside rule. And as you know, I don't know if you watch football, and if you're in America, you call it soccer. I don't want to get into that argument. I'm just going to talk to you about this offside rule. As you know, the defender cannot be in front of the player, right? That's how the offside works. Like, if the defender's in front of the player, he's offside. But right now, any part of the defender counts as offside if it's a little bit in front of the player. So his toe, knee, shoulder, butt, anything as long as he's in front of the defender. And if you don't get it, I didn't really explain it. Look it up. Look up the offside rule in football. You would understand it, but you most probably know what it is, right? Anyway, saying that instead of having one part of the defender, let's make it so that the whole defender is in front of the player. And if that's the case, that's offside. But if it's only one part of his body, then yeah, it's not an offside. And the idea came from Arsene Wenger, who, if you don't know, he was Arsenal's former manager, and he's now FIFA's chief of global football development. And for him, it's a much better way to make football more entertaining, you know, just have more goals, have more action, and make it a little bit easier for referees, because, you know, who would check, like, a toe or a finger? Like, nobody's gonna check that. And especially now, because of VAR, which is the computer that draws lines, it's getting super lame in football. Like, they're checking the millimeters that are in front of the defenders. So Arsene Wenger was like, okay, that's making football a lot more boring. Let's change that and have it so that it's the whole defender's body, not just one part of this body. And if you're curious if they tried it before, they did. They tried it at Italian and, let's see, what again? Italian and Swedish youth tournaments. And apparently it went well. Like, it had fewer arguments, had more goals, and the referee was having a chiller time. Like, he was actually focusing on other stuff rather than offside fights. But even though I'm telling you this right now, it's not official yet, because there are two meetings, one that's going to happen in January 20th in London and one in February 2026. They didn't really say which day in February, but it's going to happen in Wales, and they're going to vote there. And if that vote goes through, then who knows? Next season we can have a new offside rule for the first time in like 100 years. Which is crazy. And who knows, we might even have that offside rule in the new World Cup, or like the 2026 World Cup. So this is exciting. That's at least something that we can look forward to in 2026 if you're a football fan or a soccer fan, if you're American anyway. Yeah, like for me, I actually think that's a really good idea. But yeah, that's what happened today. Honestly, it's been a crazy 24 hours. A lot has happened. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow then, okay? Bye.